Welcome to a brand new episode. And welcome to this new video with a sweet ding-dong sound. At first glance, this doorbell looks completely fine from the outside. But actually, it does not work. Now I am going to test it using a multimeter. Its input line is 220 volts AC current. If the meter shows any resistance or ohms across these two lines, then the coil is good. But if nothing appears, then the doorbell is faulty. Now I am checking it, but there is no ohms reading at all. That means it is damaged, and that is why it cannot produce any sound. But the sound you heard at the beginning of this video was actually from this same doorbell, even though it was completely dead before. Now I will show you how I repaired it. First, I removed the back cover. Inside, there are two long aluminum plates attached with rubber pads on both sides. In the middle, there is a long iron rod connected to a spring mechanism. When the electromagnet becomes active, the iron rod moves inward and strikes the upper plate. Then it quickly returns to its original position and hits the lower plate. And that is how this sweet ringing sound is produced. Now I am going to open this brown semicircular cover. Underneath it is the main heart of the doorbell. Look at this carefully. Inside this round plastic body, a very thin copper wire is wound many times around an iron core, forming a coil. When electricity flows through the two ends of this wire, the iron core turns into a magnet. Then the outer iron rod is pulled inward by magnetic force, activating the mechanical system and creating sound. Now I am checking the coil again with the multimeter, but just like before, there is still no ohms reading. So I understood that either the coil is burned or disconnected somewhere inside. Let's open it completely and find out. Very carefully, I removed the upper paper covering so the copper wire would remain undamaged. After opening it, I noticed that the coil still had its normal color. That means the coil itself is not burned. So there must be another problem. As soon as I moved one wire, it became detached from the core body. The other wire was still connected, but for easier work, I disconnected that one too. Then I applied a small amount of kerosene oil around the core and gently loosened the coil. After a little effort, I finally found the two ends of the coil wire. If the coil is not burned or broken deep inside, then supplying electricity through these two ends should make the doorbell work again. Now I am checking continuity with the multimeter, and this time it is showing resistance. That means the coil is completely okay. Next, I connected these two ends back to the original wires. To make the exposed joint safe, I used heat shrink tubing and secured the coil properly. And now, it is ready. After that, I reassembled the spring and the iron rod step by step. Then I placed everything back in its original position and installed the semicircular cover again. I also added extra wires and safely sealed the coil connections so the two terminals could be brought outside easily. Then I connected a plug to test the coil. And finally, after testing, the doorbell started producing sound once again. Since everything was working perfectly, I installed the back cover completely. Now the final test is being performed, and yes, the doorbell is fully functional once again, just like before. I hope you enjoyed today's video as well. If you like these simple and useful repair videos, then don't forget to press the like button. And to support and inspire me, please share this video with your friends so they can watch it too. And if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon with all selected so you never miss upcoming videos. Best wishes and good luck to all of you.